Sam Stanley here, your lovable architecture and design recruiter. Coming from Planning Recruitment, as always, you know the name. This is part one in our four-part series about the Great Resignation and the Great Rehire. Over the next 4 days, we'll be releasing a new video every day. Today is part one of that video. And then on Friday, we'll be going live on LinkedIn and YouTube to answer all of the questions that have come up throughout the week. So as you're going through the video, if you have any questions, pop them in the comments below or email me on the email address in the link above this video. And on Friday, I'll get them all answered for you. So this is part one, as I said, and this is all going to focus on the Great Resignation and what it means for firms right now. Right now. There's a lot of information out there. You're being bombarded with it on TV, LinkedIn, news outlets, wherever you are. Me now talking about it. Wherever you are, you can't escape it. So let's break it down and let's see what it means for you. Okay. So there's a great stat that I've picked up from one of the articles, which I'll put the link in again above this post, that the Bureau of Labour Statistics have said that 4.4 million people in America quit their job in September. 1 month. 4.4 million people quit their job in 1 month. You add that onto what has already been an incredibly fierce talent war between people, because they're just the top talent have just been on the market for snippets of time. They're getting multiple offers from multiple firms, and being able to get those people interviewed, offered, accepted, started has been so difficult to do, because that, like I say, that time period that they're available has shrunk to what I would say is a record low time. I've been a recruiter for 10 years, and I know it looks like I know I look like it's hard to believe that I've been in recruitment for 10 years, but I have. And it's probably the quickest that I've seen it move. And I'm trying to sort of look at it from the positives, from a firm's perspective of what you can actually now do to, one, allow you to be able to be in a good place to secure this top talent in this incredibly tough market, incredibly competitive market, but also what you can do in your organisation to actually promote some things to re-engage with your own staff that you are currently working for you, and ways you can do that around your interview process, which is going to help both sides. So 2 birds with 1 stone. So in terms of your interview process, I'm always advising my clients to constantly look at and evaluate their interview process. Does there need to be additional steps taken out? Does there need to be additional steps put in? Does there need to be 4 interviews, or can we condense it down into 2 and amalgamate the activities that happen in all 4 of those interviews into 2 interview slots instead, to allow you to be more quick and nimble? Do we need a 2-stage interview process? Is it just a 1-stage interview process? Do we need to have the 2 stages face-to-face, or can it be a virtual first and then the final face-to-face meeting to cross the I's, dot the I's and cross the T's? So constantly looking at that will allow you to be more nimble, because it's a process that you're constantly evaluating and saying, okay, is this part bringing value, yes or no? If it's not, take it out. So you can then streamline your process so it is really, really convenient. And not just convenient for them, convenient for you. There's nothing worse than going through 2 stages of an interview as a business owner, and then you're getting to the point where you're going to make that offer to that candidate that you think is going to make that big difference to your firm, and then you find out they've accepted a job elsewhere because it's taken you so long to get there. So that's one thing that I'm advising everyone to do. Look at your hiring process, and if you need to speak to somebody about looking at your hiring process, give me a call. As I said, I've been a recruiter for 10 years. I've worked for a variety of different businesses across a variety of sectors. And being able to pinpoint and take the best practices from those and amalgamate them into one hiring process will make you stand out from the crowd. Now, the one bit that I think will help with both keeping your staff engaged and also potentially new staff is thinking about your benefits package. And I don't just mean that in terms of your salary or your vision or your healthcare or your dental or your 401k. It's about thinking outside of the box. You know, what are those little things that you already offer that you don't necessarily talk about? And I use as an example, it could be free Starbucks coffee. I doubt it, but the good example is giving back to charitable businesses twice a year. So you do 2 charity days where they can go and work for charities of their choice for 2 days, fully paid, and they can do something good in their community, or obviously your nominated charity of the year. A lot of people do that, but not a lot of people talk about it. Not a lot of people talk about it, but for some people that's a key selling point that would potentially convince them to join you over another business. You know, are you flexible on working times? You know, do you have a flexible working plan? Do you have a work from home plan? Do you have a hybrid plan? You know, what can you do to help them in the areas in their life that I think with COVID has brought up a lot of people now? Their priorities have slightly shifted, and it's about identifying where those priorities are and aligning some of the benefits that you already have to those priorities. So, you know, if it's somebody, a parent who has to look after school runs, you know, is there flexibility around times they can start and finish? Is there flexibility about times they can work from home? Is there flexibility so they can go to the school nativity play or to the soccer match or to whatever it may be, the baseball game? You know, is there those flexibilities that they can do this and make up the time somewhere else? Everybody has different priorities and everybody's an individual person, but you probably already have in place stuff that is really, really exciting for somebody, but you don't talk about it. You just talk about you get 401k, healthcare, vision, dental, paid time off. But it's like, yeah, but I get that anywhere. What else do I get? You know, what else have you already got that you could be given to people? And once you've thought through that, it's also good to think, well, actually, you know, we should be talking to our own staff about this because maybe we've got this benefit in place, but we haven't been utilising it properly. We've got it, so why are we not using it? You know, let's get the team involved and do that. It's a time now more than ever where you as a firm have to sell yourself. Years gone by where it was more the candidate trying to sell themselves to you. It's gone. It's a candidate-led market now, and there'll be multiple different firms in multiple different market verticals, and they'll be offered multiple different positions. But it's finding those things that you can use to your advantage that you already have in place to then be able to align with that person, not just on a professional level, but on a cultural level, in terms of your culture within your business, suiting with that. We all know how important culture fit is, but it's about just digging that little bit deeper, finding out what really does make them tick. You know, do they really have a passion for teaching and passing on their knowledge? Yes, they do. Okay, well, actually, one of the benefits that we'll do is we'll allow you to mentor the junior staff, but also go off and do public speaking events on behalf of the business. So you can pass on that knowledge that you've got or the journey that you've been on to get to where you are. So there's so many different little nuances that you already have but don't sell as a benefit because you don't necessarily think of it as a benefit either yourself, or it's one that you put in so long ago that you can't remember and you don't utilise it as much anymore. But those are things that really could make a huge difference. And then the last bit I've written on my piece of paper is time, which really well links me to the next video, which is going to be all about time. Time kills all deals is a saying in sales that I got taught 15 years ago. And although the transactional nature of sales and that phrase, I don't like the thing being said in recruitment. I certainly don't like it being said in recruitment processes, but the reality of it is right now, if you are slow, you will miss out on them candidates that you want. The top candidates you will miss out. And the ones who are fast and the ones who are agile and nimble within their recruitment process are going to gain the best talent, and they are going to have the advantage for the years to come, because you will be left behind. They will go and join other firms, and they will build up what they were going to build for you, they will build somewhere else. And I'm not trying to be a fearmonger, because a lot of processes are great already and they don't need that much more to really just speed them up. But it's just to be aware of time. What is your average time to hire? Do you know? Have a look. You should always know, and your recruiters who you're using should be held to that. You want to know what their time is for their time to hire. So you want that to align with you. You want them to be as agile and as nimble as you are, to make sure that you get the best talent available into your firm and not into your competitors. But like I say, I'm going to go into this in a lot of detail with a lot of tips, hints, things you can use, ways you can do it to make sure that it gets that time up. But like I said, this isn't going away. The Great Resignation isn't going away as such. We are now sort of seeing the turn of it going into the Great Rehire. That is going to make it more competitive. But there's benefits. Wherever there's benefits, there's cons, or wherever there's pros, there's cons. But there are pros, and there are ways that you can use this to your advantage right now. One of those being, obviously, just phone me. Just give me a call, drop me an email. I'll deal with it all for you. But all my details are above, as always. And I hope you're all doing well. But we'll see tomorrow. The new video will be coming out all about time. And we'll go through hints, tips, tricks that you can use to implement in your own strategy. If you've got any questions in the meantime that you want answered on Friday, drop them in the message below or email me on the email above. Until tomorrow.